Alright guys, we are doing the same thing we've been doing, except, there's a random arrow on my screen, except that for now there's a number in the front. So, we're going to do it the same way. Our s is still our middle term, 7x, and we remember our p was our first times our last, so now we're actually multiplying 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6, x squared. So I want to know what two numbers multiply to give me 6 and add to give me 7. Well, 6, it would be 6 times 1, oh, that adds to give me 7. So it's 6x plus 1x. And I will tell you that if you will put your bigger number first, it will make it easier for you. So if you have 6 and 1, put 6 before 1. It makes it a little bit easier to factor. So I'm going to bring down my 3x squared. I'm going to replace 7x with 6x plus 1x, and I'm going to bring down my plus 2. Now this isn't any more than what I was doing before. But you know how every other problem we always just took an x out of the first two because it was the same every time? We still just take an x out. But now we also have a number. What's the biggest number that will go into 3 and 6 evenly, or the greatest common factor of 3 and 6? The first thing you should ask yourself is, does 3 go into 6? If it does, that's the number that you take. So now I'm not just taking an x, I'm taking a 3x. And now to get what's still in there, you divide. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and you have an x. Because you had 3xx, you took the 3x, now you have an x. Plus, you divide. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Bring down the sign, plus. What can I take out of 1 and 2? The biggest number that will go into both of them is 1. And now you divide. 1x divided by 1 is x. 2 divided by 1 is 2. Okay? And then the last step is the same as always. These are the same. And then 3x plus 1. Okay? Let's do it again. I think the hardest part is going to be getting the numbers. The s is negative 10. The p is 6 times negative 4 is negative 24x squared. So what I want to know is what two numbers multiply to give me negative 24 and add to give me negative 10. Well, let's see. Negative 24. That would be 1 and negative 24, 2 and negative 12, 3 and negative 8, 4 and negative 6, or negative 4 and positive 6, negative 3 and positive 8, negative 2 and positive 12, negative 1 and 24. That's everything that could possibly multiply together to give me negative 24. Now, I see 4 plus 6 makes 10, but a 4 and a negative 6 doesn't make a negative 10. So, if I'm looking, this one adds together to give me negative 10. So, I'm going to put the bigger number first. The bigger number is the 12, so I'm going to do negative 12x plus 2x. So I'm going to bring down my 6x squared minus 12x plus 2x and bring down my minus 4. Group, group. What can I take out of 6 and 12? Well, you always kind of check, well, does 6 go into 12? Well, it does, so that's the number I'm going to take. And both of them have an x. So if I divide, 6 divided by 6 is 1. I had two x's. I took 1, so it's x, minus 12 divided by 6 is 2. I bring down my plus. The biggest number that will go into 2 and 4 is 2 because they're both even. And then it's x. A negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. And as always, these are the same. What if they're not the same? You did something wrong. And 6x plus 2, done. And let's do it again. So I got negative 8x and negative 20x squared. I'm going to speed up just a little bit, just so this video is not that long. So what multiplies to give you negative 20 and adds to give you negative 8? I believe it would be a negative 10 and a positive 2. So I bring down my 4x squared minus 10x plus 2x minus 5. Now this one's a little different because 4 won't go into 10, will it? So now you actually have to figure out what is the biggest number that will go into 4 and into 10. Well, 4 and 10 are both even, so I can take out a 2 and an x. And now you have to divide. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Plus 2 and 5. There is no number that will go into 2 and 5 either evenly other than 1. So I take out a 1. 1 goes into 2, 2. 1 goes into 5, 5. And lo and behold, they are the same. Yeah, I just said lo and behold. 2x plus 1. And that one's done. So at this point in the video, I want to see if you are paying attention. So I would like for you to draw a cat on your paper. Bring it up and show it to me, and I will give you a ticket. Nope, 2 tickets and a piece of candy. A cat. You're drawing a cat next to the letter D. Thank you. Continuing on. So we have S and P. We got 5x. 6 times 1 is 6. So what multiplies to give you 6 and adds to give you 5? Well, 2 and 3. I'm going to put my 3 first just because it makes it a little bit easier if you put your bigger number first. So I've got 6x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 1. I group. And here's where, again, 6 will not go into 3, so I cannot take a 6. The biggest number that will go into 6 and 3 is 3. 3 will go into 6 2 times. 3 will go into 3 1 time. So it's 3, and I can take an x. Now I divide. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Plus, what can I take out of these two? 1. 1 goes into 2, 2. 1 goes into 1, 1. These are the same. And 3x plus 1 is the other one. Oh, look, there's more. So let's see. What multiplies to give you 5? Multiplies to give you 6, adds to give you 5. It's 3 and 2 again. Okay, so it's 3x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 2. Group. Ooh, this one's not bad. The biggest number that will go into 3 and into 3 is 3, and I can take an x. So 3 goes into 3, 1x, plus 3 goes into 3 1 time, plus biggest number that will come out of 2 and 2 is 2. 2 goes into 2 1 time, 2 goes into 2 1 time. These are the same, so it's x plus 1. 3x plus 2. Okay, F. Sorry, I just hit my microphone. I'm not sure if it made it really loud or not. I apologize if it did. So I got 1x. 12 times negative 1 is negative 12. So what multiplies to give you negative 12 and adds to give you 1? 4 and negative 3. So 12x squared plus 4x minus 3x minus 1. And this is another one of those where 12 will not go into 4, so I cannot take a 12. The biggest number that will go into 12 and 4 is 4. Whoops, x, 4x. 4 goes into 12. You divide. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Minus. Biggest, why is it minus? Because I brought down my sign. Biggest number will go into 3 and 1 is 1. 1 goes into 3, 3. And a negative here make a positive 1. These are always the same. And 4x minus 1. Okay, yeah, we're continuing on. Now this one, it says look for the GCF. Alright, the GCF is the greatest common factor. It's the biggest number that it will go into 2, 16, and 30. You should notice that all these numbers are even. That means they all divide by 2. So I can take a 2 out. That gives me x squared plus 2 goes into 16, 8x, plus 2 goes into 30, 15. And now I'm going to show you a shortcut for the ones with no numbers in front. Right here, this inside does not have a number in the front. There's nothing in front of the x squared. It's just like a 1. So when you do the S and P, it's 8 and 15, and some of you have already figured this out. What multiplies to give you 15 and adds to give you 8? It's 3 and 5. So it actually ends up being x. It's a positive 3 and a positive 5. When you do all your work when there's no number in front, that's what you end up getting. Those are easy. Those are the shortcut. You can do the shortcut on those now. The problem is the shortcut doesn't work on the ones that have a number in front. These numbers, it's not x plus 3 and x plus 2. So you can't use it. So if you're scared you're going to not use it right, don't use it ever. Just work it all the way out. This one, do you see a number that will go into all those? You can take out a 3 and divide by 3. X squared, 3 divided by 3 is 1, 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then, I want to know what multiplies to give me negative 2 and adds to give me negative 1. Well, how about negative 2 and positive 1? So it's x negative 2 and x positive 1. And this 3 that you had, he just comes down. Okay, last thing, solving quadratic equations by factoring. I feel like we did this. We did. We're just going to factor it. What multiplies to give you 15 and adds to give you 8? It's 5 and 3, so it's x plus 5, x plus 3. We set them both equal to 0. Oops. And we solve it. Minus 3, minus 3. Same thing over here. You factor it. What multiplies to give you negative 4 and adds to give you positive 3? X plus 4 and x minus 1. Set them both equal to 0. So minus 4, add 1, x equals 1. And I believe that's where this video, we're not going to do that. Nope, we're done. Okay, the end.